Hey guys, and welcome to the channel. And of course, day 8 of Roland Garros has completely wrapped up. So we're going to get through the results here today. And of course, on top of that, we're going to go through my player of the day. I missed out yesterday, apologies. So we'll go through that. On top of course, previewing tomorrow's matches as well. There's still some fourth round matches to play on the men's and women's side. We're going to get into that. There were some incredible matches on display. The GOATs in action. And on top of that, so incredible tennis, like to witness. It really was. So let's get into it. Khachanov versus Alcaraz. Alcaraz winning in straight sets 6-1, 6-4, 6-4. And then look at that, Rafa Nadal. Before we get into that, remember to smash the like button, please, if you haven't done this already, and do subscribe to the channel as well if you're new. If you're a podcast listener or watcher, remember to leave a rating or review. Nadal came through in 5-5. Very entertaining sets against Felix Auger-Aliassime. Thank you very much, guys, who joined the watch along as well. The commentary that I did for the match earlier on today, it was a real pleasure to watch. A nail biter if you're a Nadal fan like myself, but as a neutral tennis fan, it was a great watch. It really was. And Felix, I think, really showing the type of level he's at. And I think, he's going to be a real danger on all surfaces now. And he's starting to mature at a fantastic rate. Still very, very young. And he's got a bright future ahead of him, no doubt. For Nadal, though, he came through 3-6, 6-3, 6-2, 3-6, 6-3. And I have to say, he wasn't particularly clinical, Nadal. And if we have a look at the breakpoint opportunities, something ridiculous. I mean, he had 22 breakpoint opportunities, only took 6 of them. It's not a great stat to look upon. First serve percentage was just below the 70% mark. Win percent on first and second serve, pretty damn good though. And he did recover pretty nicely, I think, after that first set, which was very bang average from him. Second and third sets, I thought he played some really good tennis. Then he dropped off again in the fourth set. And then the fifth set, it was kind of touch and go. Both were holding serve pretty nicely. And then he just, I'm not joking, he went from gear 2 to gear 5 in the last couple of games and just turned it on, and the forehand started. I mean, he ramped it up by about 5-10 miles per hour. I'm not joking, and wasn't just ramping up the pace, but the depth and then also the speed on it, and started controlling stuff. And it was just crazy. Winners left, right, and center, and it was incredible to see. Felix though played really well. I think utilized a drop shot really efficiently, and of course, Novak Djokovic will utilize that to great success, I'm sure, against Nadal as well. Something that he really looks to utilize by pushing Nadal back and then play the drop shot. But Nadal, for me, was really good when it came to coming to the net, approached at the right times, and I do like how he's now coming to the net more often than not. Especially even on the clay, I think he knows and picks the right shots to come in behind. He gets past sometimes, but most of the time he's really good, and he's normally the one who ends up dealing out the passing blows, as Felix found out today, although he was relatively good at the net as well. I thought he was very impressive. His serving is definitely extremely dangerous, hits his spots. He really does, and it's really tough. Nadal at times just having to really just go with the flow and weather the storm. That's how well Felix was playing. And I think the most impressive thing is his footwork around the backhand, utilizing the into-out forehand, which everyone knows is a tactic to use against Nadal. But the biggest thing that I found impressive about Nadal is that he knew, okay, well, hold on. Felix is trying to go into the forehand. So when he comes into my backhand side, I'm going to try and make that into a forehand, which he tries to do anyway. But what he was doing is, rather than going into in towards the back end of the match, he started to go into out and short and angled into the Felix forehand, similar to the tactic that people use against him. He was using against Felix. He was dragging Felix out wide onto the forehand side, and defensively, he's not the best, so he'll normally just slice. He's defensively he's not the best running to his forehand side, so he ends up kind of just slicing the forehand, and then Nadal would come in behind that and then hit a volley. And a lot of points were won kind of the back end of the match like that by Nadal, and I thought that was an interesting tactic that he clearly started to utilize after kind of witnessing what was going on in the rest of the match. So really intriguing to see that, and some definite chess going on between both players. In the end, though, Nadal using his experience and coming through. Zverev, against Zapata Morales. I mean, look at that first set tiebreaker, 13-11, then 7-5 in the second, 6-3 in the third, and Djokovic just clean sweeping Schwartzman, 6-1, 6-3, 6-3. Whoever thought you'd have trouble with Schwartzman, I don't know what to say to you. Stevens came through against Teichmann. That's a real surprise to me. 6-2, 6-love. Great upset from Stevens. She carries on a great form, makes the quarterfinals. Great to see her back in some form. Coco Gauff as well, Data Abego herself, 6-4, 6-love. Coco Gauff is in some really good form. And a really good win for Leylah Fernandez. I wasn't backing her. I was backing Anisimova. And she won 6-3, 4-6, 6-3. I thought it'd be close, but I have to say I've been very impressed with the Canadians so far. And then Trevisan versus Sasnovich, 7-6, 7-5, 12-10 in that first set tiebreaker. So really, really tight. Then if we look at the men's matches for tomorrow, I'm going to go quick fire through them. And then, of course, we'll do proper previews for the quarterfinals from tomorrow onwards. So Ruud Hurkacz, I'm going to go Ruud. I think on the clay, he's just too strong for Hurkacz. But I don't know. We'll see. Rune Tsitsipas, that could be a 4 or 5 sets. I'm not joking. Rune's playing that well. But I'm going to go Tsitsipas. Rublev Sinner, I'm going to go Sinner. And then Cilic Medvedev, I'm going to go Medvedev. So that's going to be a really interesting day's play. So do keep an eye out for that. And then on Monday, of course, for the women's side, we've got Kasatkina Georgie. I'm going to go Georgie. I'm going to predict that she's going to carry on her form. Kudermetova, Madison Keys. I'm going to go Madison Keys. Pagula Begu, I'm going to go Pagula. And Swiatek Zheng, I'm going to go Swiatek. We are going to be covering Swiatek Zheng on the channel, so do check that. It will be Venu covering it for commentary. Of course, I did today. He'll be doing a Swiatek tomorrow. So do, of course, check out that stream for Iga. She's, phenomenal player, of course, to watch. And Zheng is not such a bad player herself. She's been playing some really good tennis, beating Halep and Cornet back-to-back. Keep an eye out for her. In terms of my player of the day, it's quite difficult, because on the men's side, I think it's pretty kind of, for me, cut and dry in terms of you'd say, well, Nadal, right? But I think Felix was very close to getting it. If he'd won that, he would have definitely got my player of the day. I think Nadal's too easy to say. I think Leylah Fernandez's one was really good, but I'm actually more impressed with Sloane Stephens because Teichmann has been in really good form on the clay. And I think that was a surprise. So I'm going to go with her, especially the way she dispatched her 6-2, 6-love. So I'm going to go Sloane Stephens. Great to see her back in some form. Let's see how far she can go. 2 Americans going forward. It could have been 3 with Anisimova, but she ended up losing. But Sloane Stephens, I'm intrigued to see how she gets on going forward now from the quarterfinals onwards. Right, that's all from me. Thanks very much, guys, for tuning in. Please remember to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. If you're also on YouTube and want to support the channel even further, you can become a member. I only rolled it out a few days back, actually, and people have started to come in and support the channel, so really appreciate that. If you do want to support it further, do become a member. You can also support us via Patreon as well if you want. But it does help out, and of course, everything goes back into the channel, and it's all towards, hopefully, myself doing this full time and giving you guys the best content possible, as frequent as possible as well. And in addition to that, if you're a podcast listener or watcher, do remember to leave a rating or review, and of course check us out on YouTube as well. Thanks very much, guys. Stay safe and well. We'll see you.